Well, today's a special day in many ways, but excited about National Signing Day. I won't be able to comment on anything at this particular moment. We'll have something here within the next hour, but it's a really special day. We're really excited about the new young ladies that are coming to our family here at State. Really appreciative of my staff for their hard work, commitment, and dedication to help us secure this very, very important and impactful class. I'm also excited about the new graduation success rate. I think I'm able to comment on that today. That's just come out. It's very indicative of Mississippi State, the emphasis that we place on the student athlete, and is very complimentary of our entire athletic program, in particular women's basketball, who received a grade of 100. But 11 of our 14 programs exceeded the national average. I believe 10 of them tied or exceeded their all-time highs. And so, again, I think it's a great indication of the type of coaching staffs that are here and the importance that's placed on being a quality student athlete here at Mississippi State. I don't think you can go and comment on this without complimenting our academia folks and the time that they invest in all of our students here at State, and in particular with these student athletes who have to miss class due to competition, and again, the demands that are put on a student athlete in conjunction with not just practice but traveling, playing, going to class, and trying to be a successful student athlete. It takes a lot of folks to make it successful, and that's what makes Mississippi State so special. There are so many people here that work together as one to the success of our students and our student athletes. So those are two really positive things. Again, I think we're fourth in the SEC in our GSR, and again, very proud of that. Big game on Friday night. Going to be a real special night. I'm excited for Ben and his program. I know he's excited. He's got a heck of a basketball team, and they're going to be much improved. And his track record speaks for itself. Year 3 is always a really good year for him, and it will be for this group. I've seen them. I know how hard those guys, that staff has worked throughout their time here, and I'm really excited for him and their program on Friday night. For us, it's a new day, new age, new team. We are different. That's the best way to put it. We're different. We have 4 senior guards, which I think is a good place to start, and I'll be leaning on them all throughout the year as seniors to make sure that I won't worry if they're ready, but I'll worry about some of our younger players understanding a game plan and how to game plan and the importance of a game plan, and not just going out and hooping. And so it's a real it'll be a real challenge for us Friday night. Virginia's so good, very talented, 4 starters back, had a heck of a year ago. We're in every game in the ACC that they got beat, and obviously in that league play a very comparable schedule to what we play in the SEC. So we've got a tiger by the tail. There's no way around it. It's a heck of a team to have to open with. This will challenge us right away, and we'll get a great indication of where we are. But again, we're getting a taste. It's 2 top 25s, y'all, playing on Friday night, and again, this team is going to have to accept the responsibility that the target is bigger than it's ever been on them, and we're going to get everybody's best shot. We are everybody's potential, patch on their sleeve, notch on their belt, whatever you want to call it, but we're going to get everybody's best shot. And so it's we teach accountability and responsibility around here in women's basketball, and this will be an opportunity for us to show that. On a separate note, before I turn it over to the student athletes, today's Johnny Harris's birthday, so we need to make sure we wish her a happy birthday. See you.
Questions from Blair? this a few times already, but just the accountability and holding other players accountable. What's that process been like so far? How has that gone with some of the seniors on the team?
I think it's been a really positive process. I think the younger ones are watching how us older ones are doing certain things, and they're getting it. They're getting the accountability process. It's still not there, but it grows with time and experience. So I think we just have to keep holding them accountable, and they hold us accountable for learning, not doing things right, understanding how it should be done, and just always learning from it and taking it as a positive and not a negative.
Morgan, I don't think you've had as much depth as you have had or have behind you right now. Just talk about how much having Jazz and Maya behind you is going to help you as the season progresses to kind of spell you and save those legs a little bit.
I think it's great. I still got to go out there and play hard. So that's good. But I have to set the tone as point guard role. So, when I come out, Jazz, she'll see me play, and she go out there and do the same thing I did or fix something that I wasn't doing right. And so for Maya, she'll get out there, and she'll see what me and Jazz have done. Hopefully, she's doing well by the time she get in. So, it's exciting to see the point guard depth we have this year.
Okay, Blair, I know that Virginia is usually a competitive team. What should we expect to see from them? What do you expect to see from them?
I know they play a really big zone, 1-3-1, 2-3. They're long, they're tall. They're going to get their hands on a lot of balls, or try to get their hands on a lot of balls, so we need to use our ball fakes this Friday, and we also need to attack the zone, because if we're going to be patient, then we'll get a good shot every time. We'll attack, find the open person, but we plan on facing a lot of zone, and so we gotta attack them and not be passive.
Morgan, you'll always be known as the woman that made the greatest shot in the history of women's college basketball. But it seems like every interview people want to bring that up with you. But you've got another year of basketball to play. How do you kind of move forward from that and focus on this season?
I think I already have. It's a new season, new team. It's great what happened, but I'm just looking forward to this year. I'm glad it brings a lot of positivity on this program, so people are excited to watch us play. But when they see me play, they see my team play and the coaching staff. So I'm glad for that.
For both players, there's going to be a tingly kind of goosebump feeling when you see that banner go up Friday night. Both y'all can answer.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I've never seen a banner go up before, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Just to have everyone come out to just be a part of something, to reminisce on something so special is really cool. But we're also going to have to be able to shut that door really fast and get ready for Virginia within a couple minutes. So it's going to be great, but we also have another game plan that we got to focus on Friday too.
Blair, what are your early impressions of Coach Dillingham? And now that she's no longer a player, so come out of the side of things, what's kind of been her role?
We have a men's practice team. She makes sure that we have guys that practice every day, because they make us better. We go so much harder against the guys, and they're so much quicker than anything that we will ever face for an opposing team, and so that will get us ready. She gets them at practice, and she also is responsible for letting them know what the other team's going to run, so showing them plays, making sure that they run essentially what we're going to have to go against every week. And she's also a really good practice player for us. She loves to compete, and that's her heart. And she's still the same player that she was last year. She still kicks our butt more times than not, which is really good for us. So I'm excited she's still around and that she can still impact our program in another way.
Any other questions from the players? All right, thanks, Mo. Thanks, Blair.
Good job, you.
All right, guys, questions for Coach?
Hey, Vic, I know she's a volume shooter, but is there a certain percentage that you want Victoria to be at?
Yeah, I'd like her to be in the 40s. I think it's time for her to graduate from the 30s and move to the 40s. I think that's what's the next step for her, and I'd like to see her get to the line more, and then we're going to have a rebound. So, but I think percentage-wise, she's got to get out of the high 30s and get into the 40s somewhere to be really effective for this team this year. She's going to have to play multiple positions, and with that becomes multiple responsibilities. And so it's going to be really important that, she's been in the gym shooting, just like most of my guards, and I think lately she's really been making a lot of shots, so I'm hoping that'll continue to carry over. But for a season-long goal, we need her in the 40s.
I'm sure shot selection has a lot to do with that as well, especially with outside shooting goes. So has there been a difference on like what type of shots she's expected to be taking this year? Or
Well, that's always been a topic of conversation with her throughout her years here, and it continues to be. I'll say this, lately her shot selection's been outstanding in practice. And again, Tori knows she didn't have to do it all by herself. We got a lot of help for her. So again, just understanding you can settle for that good shot, or you can go get a great shot, and that's what we want her to do. We want her to go get a great shot, or create a great shot for a teammate.
Are you happy with the 4 position right now, or are you concerned? What's your thoughts
Well,
heading into the
I mean, I love those
game?
2 kids that are playing there right now. Misha and Chloe. Those 2 have played extended minutes in both scrimmages and the exhibition. They're just young. They're my green tomatoes. They're just. They're going to get better with time. They're going to get better with experience. I wish, Friday night they're just going to have to go against some veterans, on that other team. And, this is not only a really good basketball team, but they play a little bit different. And it's very challenging for that to be your first game, knowing you're replacing 3 starters. And that 4 position is such a critical spot for us. So. Those kids are working hard at it. I love them. They each have they're different players. And so hopefully they'll ham and egg it as good as Katera and Bree did.
Do you have to change what you want out of that position as far as, I talked to Chloe the other day. She said she doesn't like her back to the basket. She wants to be a face-up shooter. And then you had, Bree she can put her back to the basket. Do you have to change what you want to do around those players, or do you try to do some of the same things?
I think we're not looking at Chloe as a back-to-the-basket player at all, much like we didn't look at Bree down there like that either. I think the thing that Chloe brings is she's a little bit better face-up shooter, but she's not as explosive as Bree and Katera. And so that's the piece, both offensively and defensively, that we're working with right now. Katera was a tremendous help side defender, took a lot of charges in her day, really smart. Bree was, again, if she needed to go get a rebound for her, she went and got it. And she could really explode off the bounce sometimes. So, Chloe, Misha, long, athletic, can go get you some offensive boards and some defensive boards, alter some shots. But again, the ball handling piece is for both those young ladies continues because of some of the things we do offensively. It's always going to be a work in progress. But you know what it was for Bree and Katera too. Until they were seniors, they had issues with ball handling. So.
What sort of talks have you had with Tierra about staying out of foul trouble? Because obviously teams are going to try to attack her and get her into foul trouble. And how has she done with that so far?
Well, I mean, it's something that I don't really want to dwell on it. I don't want it to be I want to teach her how to play right. Kids typically make bad decisions when they're tired. Tierra, for her size, y'all, her conditioning is pretty good. And she doesn't fatigue near as much as a lot of big kids across the country. And that's a good thing. For her, she wants to please, and her biggest fault is she misses 2 or 3 shots. She'll hang her head a little bit, and she doesn't need to. Because she can make 2 or 3 in a row, now you're back to 50%. So she's just such a competitor, and she doesn't like to, she doesn't like to miss, she doesn't like to lose. And as we all have, we've seen her take over some games now. When she's had enough, and she's had enough of me talking to her and Johnny, and she just goes out there and gets it done. And that's what you're hoping that you get most nights. I don't need her to get in foul trouble. Misha's my backup over there right now. Zion's somewhere in the mix. And so we've got to try to develop Jonica a little bit at 4 and get her where maybe I can, not rely on Misha over at the 4 as much and can play her at some 5. It's a whole lot easier position to play. But right now, this is where we are, and we're a work in progress, y'all. We're nowhere near where we're going to be in February and March. We got a long way to go, but we got to be ready on Friday night for a heck of a basketball team.
So Virginia is one of the tougher openers it's been. So, do you like that challenge right out of the gate, or how do you look at that?
Yeah, I mean, I think our kids do. I don't, it sounded good, and when we scheduled it, it don't sound real good sitting here today. But I mean, again, it's our kids are at the point in their careers where they want to play against good people, and so we could all walk out of the gym on Friday night and beat some 3-name directional school by 50, and we wouldn't know anything about our team. I think we're going to find out about our team on Friday night because they're going to be challenged. They're going to be, that team's well coached and they're highly skilled. So I think at this point with our program, it's something that needs to be done, and it's a great challenge for these kids. We've played Florida State in a close scrimmage, and that was a great challenge, a heck of a game, and so now we've got another team from the ACC we got to deal with.
That said, what are you most eager to learn about?
Well, I think this team's fun to watch. Can be fun to watch offensively if we don't turn the ball over. I think they share the ball, and we've got some chemistry at certain spots on the floor. I'm always anxious to see how hard we play. I think we've got kids that are learning to play hard. I think our freshmen are learning to play hard. I think they thought they were playing hard when they first got here, and they realized that that's not it, and that there's a whole nother level that they've got to go to even have a chance to play hard. And so that's part of the learning curve and the learning process. And so, for someone like Chloe, who's a freshman, understanding all the little nuances and the things that are important to me that 4 player has to do on both ends of the floor, that's something completely new to her. And so it's like a foreign language. So it's you're not gonna teach that we've had 25 practices. We're probably not going to have that all taught at 50. So what we have is what we have right now. We've got to go out and execute on Friday night.
Is Nia Tate in a position where she can help right away?
Well, Nia's problem is she's missed a lot of practice due to an injury early on, and so she's fighting right now just to get back into conditioning, and getting into shape where she can function a little bit for an extended period of time. And that's what happens when you get hurt. That's the piece that's hard to keep. So we get her back conditioned and where she's mobile, then I think she's got a chance to learn and comprehend pretty quick. She'll pick things up, and so then it's a matter of where we're going to play her. Where can she be functional offensively and defensively? It can't be one or the other. It's got to be both.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Coach.